Okay, everyone, we just got done seeing I Am Wrath. What a great title. New action film starring John Travolta. This movie is... Oh, one thing I just gotta say, looking at the poster, the font...
Mission Impossible?
The font of the title on the poster is identical to the Mission Impossible font. Gotta love that. This is a crime vigilante movie. Travolta's wife gets killed. Travolta gets revenge on the gang that did it. This movie is very generic. It's a very generic vigilante film, and it's very rushed. It does not spend almost any time focusing on Travolta's character and his need for vengeance and stuff. It really doesn't go into that very much, so you don't really get the emotion. Action scenes are pretty decent. There's some pretty fun action scenes. It's like Death Sentence minus the heaviness and depth. It's really one-dimensional. The one really fun thing about the movie is that John Travolta's sidekick in the film is played by Christopher Maloney and from Law and Order, and this guy, he's not going like really over the top, but he has a lot of fun moments.
He's
in
having
the film.
fun.
You could tell he was having a fun time doing the film, so he kind of makes the film worthwhile. But I mean, honestly, would I recommend it? I mean, I'd say it's a pass. It's definitely not like a terrible film, but it's just really generic.
It's definitely not the worst film that we've ever seen.
No, not at all. It is what it is. It's pretty forgettable. Just a generic vigilante film. And I actually really like vigilante films like Death Wish or Death Sentence or, stuff like that.
The problem with this film, for me, over other vigilante films, is the setup of the reason why he becomes a vigilante is so rushed that you don't feel the emotional attachment to why he's doing this as much as you do in other vigilante films. Like, as he's going around killing these guys, you're just sitting there like, I don't know these people. I don't know why I should care.
Yeah.
Like...
We get literally 2 minutes with John Travolta's wife before she's killed. It's very rushed. Death Sentence, it spends a decent amount of time building up the son's murder in that film. And even then, like, the opening credits of that film is like home videos of the son growing up. So you are like, even in the opening credits, you're seeing this family grow over the years. So even then, like, within 5 minutes, you know so much through such a short amount of time. Whereas this, they waste just no time. And even to compare it to, like, The Fugitive, where it opens with the wife getting murdered, like in that case, even then, like, we still get flashbacks of Harrison Ford with his wife. And even then, like, it's really... That's not... Even that movie kind of works because it's not so much about Harrison Ford getting revenge as much as it is about him getting his name cleared because they think he's the one that did it. And even then, the movie spends so much more time focusing on Harrison Ford as a character. This movie doesn't spend almost any time on John Travolta's character other than... He reads a verse in Jeremiah which inspires him to get revenge, and so he's going Old Testament on the gang. That's really all there is to it, and they don't really explore that. It doesn't really. There's really never like a what have I become moment or anything like that. It's just he doesn't really regret it, and that's that.
Yeah. I also love how when we have this scene where it shows him turning back into what he once was, and he like busts the wall in his closet or whatever and takes out the thing full of guns. We never see him use any of those guns.
We never see that submachine gun. Never. Yeah.
Really quick, what did you think of Travolta's performance?
I thought he was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him do better. I've seen him do a lot worse.
Yeah.
It was very John Travolta. Like, he makes a lot of the John Travolta facial expressions. I thought he was fine. He was, despite being older and despite being slightly out of shape, he was believable enough in that role.
See, that, when I was watching this, I was kind of thinking, coming off, our last 2 weeks of seeing a bunch of Seagal movies. You know, they're kind of in the same situation where, you know, they're not really doing any, like, big movies or anything like that. So, you know, they're kind of going to, like, direct-to-DVD. But in this movie, I felt like Travolta was just trying so much harder than any of the movies that we've ever seen Seagal do. Like, you know...
Well, he's... Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Despite some of the terrible films that John Travolta has been in, John Travolta has always been a good actor, though. Like Seagal was never that good, to be honest. Even though I like some of his older stuff, he was never that good of an actor. He was just good at playing this one character, and that's the same character he's played in every film since. And then he gained weight, and he stopped caring, and it just got worse and worse. Travolta, like, between, you know, Saturday Night Fever and, you know, like, Pulp Fiction, like, as the decades go on, he's still proven that he has acting chops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if he did Battlefield Earth, or even if he did, you know, stuff like that, like, he's still proven himself more than once that he is a talented actor. But I mean, he was fine. He didn't blow me away or anything.
No.
He was fine for what it was. I mean, as far as, like, doing the vigilante gone off the edge thing, he really didn't go off the edge, and to be honest, because of that, that's what really could have made his performance so good, is if he just kind of, like, well, again, to compare it to, like, Death Sentence, I know you haven't seen Death Sentence, but by the final act, when things really just start getting worse on both the bad guy's side and Kevin Bacon's side, Kevin Bacon just realizes, you know what? Enough. I'm just going to go all in, and I don't care if I die. And he, like, shaves his head, and he starts getting all these, like, illegal guns, because he's just like, I'm enough of this, like, fighting them, but then not still, like, he's just like, I'm going all in this time. And so, like, in that third act, you can see Kevin Bacon's character has gone from respectful businessman, family man, to just driven completely by vengeance to get what he wants. And you can see that he's just gone off the deep end, and he just doesn't care that he's gone off the deep end. Whereas in this, Travolta's, like, goofing around with his buddy at times. It just, you know, it just makes it feel more underwhelming, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I you know, it's not terrible, but I still say it's a pass for me. Would you recommend it?
I mean, if you're a Travolta fan and you haven't really seen him do anything in a while, you might have some fun with it. But other than that, it's just kind of generic, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's just really generic. But...
Yeah.
Okay, well, those are our thoughts on I Am Wrath. Thanks for listening.